Coco Gauff's transformation. Insider look at her game-changing role in the Wicked sequel. It began with a whisper, a rumor really, circulating through the corridors of Hollywood before the internet could even confirm it. Tennis champion Coco Gauff in a movie? In Wicked? That can't be real. But it was. Coco Gauff, the powerhouse of the tennis world, the symbol of grace under pressure, the youngest U.S. Open champion of her era, was stepping into a new spotlight, not on the baseline of Arthur Ashe Stadium, but under the emerald glow of Oz. The world watched in disbelief. How could the queen of the hard court transform into a performer of magic and melody? The answer, courage, discipline, and a dash of wickedness. The unexpected call. It happened in early 2025. Coco was in Miami, recovering from a long tennis season, when her manager knocked on her door. Universal Studios called. He said, trying to sound casual, but failing miserably. Coco, sipping her smoothie, raised an eyebrow. Universal? Like the movie people? He grinned. They want to see you for Wicked, Part 2. She almost choked. The Wicked sequel? As in Elphaba and Glinda Wicked? It turned out that director John M. Chu, who had helmed the blockbuster first film, had seen Coco's emotional interviews and her poise under pressure. He saw something rare, a combination of authenticity and fire. Corey, he had told her agent, has that magic I can't teach. She doesn't act. She feels. I want that in Oz. At first, Coco laughed it off. I'm not an actress, she said. I barely made it through high school drama class. But then she paused. She had spent her life proving doubters wrong. Why stop now? Into the Emerald City. The first day on set was surreal. Universal Studios had recreated the shimmering Emerald City with dazzling precision. Spires of glass, streets paved in metallic green, and skies alive with light. Coco arrived wearing sneakers and a hoodie, clutching her script like a nervous freshman. Ariana Grande, reprising her role as Glinda, greeted her with a warm smile. Hey, Coco, big fan. You're going to slay this, Ariana said, hugging her. The director introduced Coco to the cast and crew. Everyone, meet Coco Gauff. You might know her from dominating tennis. Now, she's joining us as Elira, the guardian of balance, our brand new character for the sequel. A ripple of excitement spread through the room. Elira wasn't the original Wicked lore. She was a new creation, a symbol of hope between Elphaba's darkness and Glinda's light. Coco's eyes widened as she realized. This wasn't cameo. This was a real role, her first acting debut in one of Hollywood's biggest musicals. The transformation begins. Acting lessons began immediately. Coco trained with Nancy Banks, the same coach who worked with Margot Robbie and Emma Stone. For hours each day, they dissected every line, every emotion. Coco learned how to project vulnerability. Not the kind from losing a tennis match, but the kind that lives in a single trembling word. When she wasn't on set, she was in dance rehearsals. Under the guidance of choreographer Christopher Scott, she learned to move not like an athlete, but like a performer. At first, her natural power was too much. Every step was strong, sharp, almost defiant. Relax your shoulders, Scott would say. Let the rhythm lead you. You've already conquered speed, now conquer stillness. It took weeks, but slowly, she found it, the balance between control and surrender. Music, magic, and midnight notes. Though Coco wasn't a professional singer, she had rhythm in her soul. As a child, she grew up on gospel, R&B, and Disney soundtracks. When composer Stephen Schwartz heard her hum during rehearsal, he smiled. You have a storyteller's voice, Coco, not perfect, but powerful. Let's build something around that. So they did. The new song, written just for her, was called Between the Lines. It told the story of a girl caught between two worlds, one of order and one of freedom. The lyrics mirrored Coco's own life, balancing tennis fame with youth, expectation with authenticity. They drew their lines and called them fate, but I'm the ink that won't behave. I stand between their black and white, alive, unbroken, brave. When she recorded in the studio, even Ariana Grande teared up. You're not acting, Coco, she said softly. You're becoming, behind the curtain. The filming days were long, sometimes 14 hours under blinding lights and layers of emerald makeup. Coco's costume, designed by Paul Tazewell, was breathtaking. A shimmering gown woven with threads that caught light like liquid gold. But beauty had its price. The dress weighed nearly 20 pounds. During one take, she tripped, nearly toppling over. The crew froze. She laughed, stood up, and said, "Guess I'm not ready for Broadway yet." The room erupted in applause. Her humility, so natural, so disarming, made her everyone's favorite on set. Director John M. Chu often called her the heartbeat of the sequel. "She reminds us," he said in an interview, "that magic doesn't come from wands. It comes from authenticity." Between two worlds, between shoots, Coco continued training for the upcoming tennis season. Her mornings were spent on the court, her afternoons in Oz. It was exhausting, but strangely liberating. "Tennis taught me focus," she told Vogue in an interview. "Acting taught me freedom. Together, they balanced me." Fans marveled at how she managed both worlds. One day, she was practicing volleys in Miami. The next, she was filming an emotional scene with Cynthia Erivo as Elphaba. In one particularly moving scene, Elira stands between Glinda and Elphaba during their final confrontation, her voice trembling. "You both forgot what it means to listen. Power without empathy is still destruction." When she finished, the set fell silent. Even Erivo, known for her emotional intensity, beyond Oz. Months later, Universal confirmed that Coco's character, Elira, would return in a spin-off miniseries exploring the untold stories of Oz. Hollywood insiders called it the birth of a new franchise star. But Coco stayed humble. "I'm still just Coco," she told Entertainment Tonight. "I hit tennis balls for a living. Everything else is a beautiful bonus." Still, her schedule filled with acting offers from Disney, Netflix, and even Marvel. But she made one thing clear: tennis will always be my home. Acting just reminds me to dream differently. The Emerald Legacy. A year after the movie's release, Coco stood once again at the U.S. Open, emerald earrings glinting under the lights. The crowd was deafening, waving posters, some reading, "Oz believes in you." She smiled, tossed the ball, and served an ace down the middle. Later, in her victory interview, a reporter asked, "You've been called a real-life fairy tale. Do you believe in magic now?" Coco laughed. "After spending time in Oz? Definitely. But I've learned that real magic isn't made of spells. It's made of purpose." She looked into the camera and added, "Whether you're chasing trophies or chasing dreams, remember, every world needs a little bit of courage and a little bit of wicked." The crowd roared. And somewhere, as the echoes faded into night, the young woman who had once been just a tennis prodigy walked forward, no longer bound by one dream, but shining across many. Coco Gauff, champion, performer, dreamer, the girl who turned her life into a melody and taught the world that even on the court, you can still fly. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.